What's up, race fans? It's Friday, April 19th. This is the official podcast of the Orange County Fair Speedway, Talking Dirty with Jake, and I'm your host, Jake. All right, last Saturday night was opening night at OCFS, and although it was a late one, it was an awesome debut for our 100th season. It was filled with some great racing. In invading, Stu Friesen took the win in big blocks, followed by Brett Hearn, Mike Goulart, and Andy Bicchetti. Kenny Tremont coming in at fifth, another invading driver, managed to make his way up to fifth after being a lap down at one point. Pretty impressive run for the popular driver out of the capital region there. 358 small block. Last year's champ, Brian Crummell, took the win opening night. Went without a win last season. Was champion, was consistent enough, and picked up enough points with top 5 finishes to win the championship. Great way to start the year for him, getting that win out of the way early and putting himself in the lead in points. Coming in behind Crummell was Stuart Friesen in his small block, Dylan Stewart, and Tyler Boniface coming in at fourth with Matt Janiak rounding out the top 5. So today on the show, to talk about that top 5 finish, is Halmar Racing driver Tyler Boniface. All right, with me today is Tyler Boniface, driver of the number 69 Halmar 358 small block modified. Tyler, how's it going?
How are you, Jake?
So, last Saturday night, you were hard charging, weren't you? How many cars did you pass?
I just started way far in the back, 22nd. I don't know, 24 started or maybe 26.
I think it's
I'm
24
not sure.
started, yep.
But we just put our head down and just charged and made it up to the fourth finish. So we were real happy with that.
Pretty cool. I mean, you finished ahead of some pretty serious competition. Picking up a top 5 is pretty good.
Yeah, that's
for your
big
first
this
night.
year. That's definitely big this year to be in the top 5 with the level of competition there and the amount of cars even. So we couldn't. I mean, you always want to win, but you got to be happy with fourth place sometimes.
There was a number of new guys in the small block class that night. Was there anybody out there that you'd never raced with before that was totally new?
Yeah, I'm sure there was a couple. I don't know. I mean, I've been racing, 10, 11 years now, so I really race with most of the guys out there. But just to be competitive with them and like guys like Hearn and Friesen, and just to be up there with them guys, it feels pretty good. Yeah,
you were one of 3 Halmar cars in the top 5 in the small block race. You finished ahead of your teammate, Matt Janiak. As teammates, and I mean, you guys are like relatively around the same age. I'm sure you guys get along pretty well. How does that work out? Like, what's the competition like when you guys are out there and finish so close to each other like that?
Yeah, we work together all week, so we're always trying to finish ahead of one another. But to race so hard and so clean with him for so many laps, that was a lot of fun for the both of us, and I'm just happy we were able to edge him out there at the end.
Do you guys have like a running count? You guys like definitely keep track of
No,
who's
not really.
beating the other? Or no,
no, we just bust each other a bit. But to be up there in the top 5 out of 50 small blocks that were down there, we were both real happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely an impressive run for the Halmar team. I mean, everybody got in the features and everybody got pretty decent finishes there.
Yeah, it's not easy. I mean, just to get in the show, taking 24 cars, and you really ultimately got 40 good cars there trying to make the race. So, it was a good night for all of us.
So, most of our drivers at Orange County work 9 to 5, like regular guys, and they do this on the side. What do you do? What's your day job?
I work 40 hours a week, and I work for Halmar. Real fortunate for that, and come home and work on the cars till 9, 10 o'clock at night. So it's really a second full-time job to be competitive and run with these guys that they wake up Monday morning and they go to the shop to get better for next weekend, and that's got a lot to do with running well, So to come work a 40-hour week and still be competitive with them guys, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I imagine that's kind of it's kind of crazy, I bet. Plus, I know you're also a big outdoorsman. I can tell, I see your pictures and stuff. You're big into hunting and fishing and stuff.
Oh yeah,
too.
I love it.
So
yeah.
I mean, like, what are some of your kind of big accomplishments in that hobby? Have you had had much success? Are you a big buck hunter, or are you just kind of go out and have fun?
No, I'm a buck hunter. I don't shoot every deer I see or anything like that. But I like fishing, more than anything. So when I'm not racing, you could probably find me on my boat bass fishing somewhere.
Bass fishing? Is this your boat right here?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a bass boat right there. Yeah. That's pretty cool. I love boating as well, fishing and boating and hunting, and so I like to talk to guys about that kind of stuff when I know guys on the podcast or.
Yeah, it's a whole lot better than playing video games all day. Some people do that.
Dog, you're breathing right into the mic. I don't know what that's going to sound like.
Sure. That's funny.
Yeah. It's probably just here panting. So that's cool. I mean, do you hunt locally, or do you go on excursion hunts, or you just kind of?
No, I hunt local. Just property, and we got permission to hunt in family. So just. Don't really go too far with it, but
yeah, I know. I mean, it's another expensive hobby on top of racing, and
that's for
it's
sure.
I mean, I can see how it would be a little much to travel and do all that. I've never gotten to do much either. I'd love to go on a real hunt somewhere out west or something,
that'd be
but
pretty
there's
cool.
just no time. But maybe get out for. Do you ever do turkey hunting? I might get out for turkeys this spring.
Yeah, that's honestly my favorite. So that's from May 1st to the last day.
So as a race car driver, but despite being a race car driver, you're a pretty chilled out kind of personality. I know turkey hunting is tough because you got to be completely immobile and all camoed up and stuff.
Their eyes
so you have that ability then to just kind of sit there. I that's my fear, is that I won't be able to. I'll just get uncomfortable, start wiggling around, start fidgeting. You get the Jimmy leg bouncing or something.
Yep.
I don't know how I'm gonna pull it off, but I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, you should.
See how it goes. I was invited by Joe Romer to go with him.
You definitely should try it out.
I think I will. Let's see, what else do we have here? Okay. Recently, you became a father. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
First time?
Yes, first time.
So, what are you most excited about with that? I mean, are you looking forward to all the things you're gonna do? And
oh yeah, I can't wait till he gets on his feet and
right. As a race
really
car guy,
out.
as an outdoor guy, I'm sure you're really excited to.
Oh, I can't wait
get to that part.
Yeah, but now it's pretty cool too. Just to watch him. From the beginning, it's pretty incredible.
How long now? How old is?
Well, he's only a couple weeks old.
Weeks.
Yeah, he's already been to his first race. Danielle had him up in the drive-ins watching Saturday, so it's pretty cool.
That's starting real early. Wow.
Well, he went fishing too. I brought him on the boat, and we went out the other day.
Yeah, this is. I mean, I kind of had a feeling that that you would be getting to it right away.
Oh yeah.
Why wait, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's really cool. I mean, to grow up like that, and like you were saying, kids and video games, and it seems like that always comes up when I talk to guys. It's they kind of see video games and all this as kind of like the villain to racing and outdoors and having this kind of, So it's cool to know that we got one coming up that's going to be raised with racing and fishing.
He'll be outside and doing all the good stuff outside.
That's cool. Did you were you into other sports and stuff too growing up?
I played baseball growing up. I was a pitcher, but racing took that over.
Right.
In a
So
hurry.
you've been doing it for what, 10 years? So when did you start?
Well, 2008 I started.
Okay.
So
yeah, so over 10 years now.
Yep.
Were you still in school when you started?
Yeah, I was a freshman. I was 14 in ninth grade. We won our second race out in Crate Sportsman. So kind of just snowballed from there.
Sure, it helps to win that young and that's like I'm sure that's, you just
Yeah, it
get
was
hooked on
pretty
that
cool.
feeling, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool. What was it like being in high school and racing? I mean, how did you get, did people you went to school with know that you were racing
Oh yeah.
on the weekends
Yeah,
and
most
stuff?
everyone knew we were racing, but it was, I mean, no different than the next guy. I didn't really look at it as anything other than just a hobby, but pretty cool.
I mean, it it is kind of, it's not NASCAR, right? But it is, you are competing, on a
Yeah, not
pretty big level.
Yeah,
I mean,
not
you're
everybody.
definitely on a professional level. And so it's interesting, how everybody's, in school, works full time, has other gigs. There's very few guys in the sport that are full time racers, make their money from racing.
Oh yeah.
Is that something you would aspire to, or do you kind of just,
Well, I mean,
you're happy to keep toiling away?
right now,
working?
working, and I mean, all my crew guys work a full-time job. There's really no way to do it for a living, unless you're just head down and full force. And I mean, I got a house and a family now, so I got to go to work. If an opportunity had ever come up that allowed me to drive a race car and make enough money to pay my bills, I mean, I would love to give it a go. But as of right now, we're the average Joe, and we're gonna just keep running running the best we can with these guys doing it for a living.
So I'm sure, like the increased purse structure at Orange County 2019, I'm sure that helps a lot for
Oh, absolutely.
small teams and local guys that work full time and all this stuff. I mean, how much is that going on all through the field? There's a raise for everybody, not just for the winner. Is this
That's
is this something that you can hope to maybe make a little more, invest more back into the hobby, or is that?
Yeah, absolutely. That has increased big time this year, and we can't thank Chris Larson enough at Halmar International for doing that for not only me but everybody that shows up there on a Saturday night. And I mean, if you finish in the top 5, you made a good amount of money that week, more than most tracks pay to win, so that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that makes it a little more it raises the profile a little bit in a way that maybe guys can start thinking about, like, oh, can I make a living off racing, or can I at least get my foot in the door now where I couldn't before, and maybe see how that snowballs into something. And
Absolutely.
it's pretty cool. I mean, even to get in it's a lot more enticing to get yourself into a sportsman or a street stock now with the increased purses.
That's great.
It hopefully brings more people to the sport and continue to
I
move
believe
up.
I believe it's going to, for sure.
What else? I mean, what do you kind of see as like as a young person? I guess you're kind of you're a millennial here technically, right? What do you as a millennial think about bringing more people to the sport of racing, and how would you go about that?
Honestly, I'm not really 100% sure on that question, but I mean, just to try to attract new crowds, I don't really know exactly what you would have to do to get that, but that might.
Well, I mean, what do you kind of see as like your peers? I mean, why don't they go to the races?
I mean, a lot of people I'm involved with, are there on Saturday nights. So I mean, they're about it, and my friends, not every one of them can make it, just with family stuff and everything. But they're there a couple times a year, and we definitely bring a big crowd to the track with us every Saturday, and we enjoy it. So it's great.
Your generation's also like just starting to have kids, and
and weddings.
Yeah, it's a tough time. Right, everybody's got weddings. Oh, weddings are.
I hear you. They'll be all summer.
Yeah, exactly.
Along with racing and working.
But there's a lot to distract people, obviously, these days. I mean, people are a little more content to stay at home, watch Netflix, play video games. Especially our generation.
I hear you. That's not us.
And right, I mean, I would assume most of your friends are kind of guys that would go to the track and are at the track, and
Absolutely.
Same is true for me, kind of. But there's definitely, I have people that would probably say, like, it's too dirty or too, I don't know why they wouldn't go, but it's kind of it's one of those things where every time I do bring somebody that's never been, they're like blown away and they think it's really cool. The noise and
exactly.
You think it's going to turn you off, but it becomes like really exciting. The noise, the dust,
we brought my wife's family up from Long Island, and they had never been before. They came to Eastern States, and they were in awe over the whole place.
If your first exposure is Eastern States too, that's pretty crazy.
They really had no idea what they were pulling into, and to see, the people and the cars and everything was pretty neat.
Drop it. He's playing fetch with a piece of cardboard here. So wait, why is his name Troyer?
Well, I've always been a Troyer guy,
Okay.
I got a Hig Fab and a Troyer now, The Hig Fab is my first car that hasn't been a Troyer, so it's just a name that sticks around the family.
I figured it was for the race car named after the car.
Oh yeah.
I just wasn't sure. Yeah, so that makes sense.
Yeah, people always ask, "What's his name?" And we say Troyer. They kind of look at me. They don't know.
They don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So I immediately wondered. I was like, "Is he named after the car?"
Oh yeah.
He goes to the track with you too. I know.
Absolutely. Yeah. We don't like leaving him home for that long a time, so we bring him.
There's a good group of dogs at the track. When Stu comes through, he brings his.
They hang out
his dog.
together.
Do they hang out?
Yep.
Yeah, that's funny. They're both got kind of that shaggy fur look going here.
Oh yeah.
They look like they'd be friends. Charlotte, right? That's his dog. Yeah, I'm always amused by dogs at the track. It's fun.
I don't know how it is for their ears, but I guess if they're in the trailer, they're all right.
They must hear better than us, right? I don't know. They got big ears. It's tough. I definitely recommend earplugs to anybody if they're, thinking about going for the first time. And
especially underneath these stands there. It's incredibly
right. Some
loud.
spots where you're covered, you get a good echo off the metal roof, and it can get you.
That's for sure.
One of my favorite things is since the new grandstands, the half covered, since they're aluminum now.
Oh yeah,
they get a good buzz going sometimes, and you get like a really like intense vibration from like the bottom of your feet up on the party deck.
Oh yeah, coming up through the decking there.
It really like gives you a feel for like how much power and speed is going on. It's like
it's incredible.
It's pretty. It's impressive. It's like will blow you away if you've never seen it before. So
definitely recommend going if you'd never been.
I imagine most people listening are like our fans and go, and I hope that new people listen, and I hope that it reaches people that have never been, and that we can somehow convince somebody, at least one person, every new episode that they should go check out the races.
Yep, that'd be great.
I hope so, at least. So, what do you got? What are your goals this season? You're hoping to hit. Obviously, you're hoping to win some features.
Oh
hoping to get a good points
absolutely.
Finish.
We gotta finish every race to start, and our main goal is the championship at the end of the year. But we're gonna go to win, and nothing less. So if we can do that and pick up a couple wins and run in the top 5 every week, there's no reason we shouldn't be right there at the end. So if all the balls are in our court, it should come out to be a super good year.
Now you finished top 5 last year, right?
Oh yeah, I've finished. I raced a small block for 2 seasons now, and been in 4th both years. Last year I missed 3rd by just like 1 finish all year.
So this year definitely 3rd at least is the.
Oh, absolutely.
Gotta,
to be in the top 5, especially with the level of competition there this year, is going to be great. But there's no reason that we don't have just as good of a shot as the next guy.
Right. Now, how do you, as somebody who's competing for points, going for the championship, how does it bother you, or how does it affect you when you get guys coming in for special races, for big money races?
That don't really bother me. I love it. I love to see more cars and more competition show up. That just drives me to be faster.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, people were concerned about Hearn coming this year, but I thought it was great. I mean, I looked up to him ever since I could walk. So to
Right.
be out on the same track with him now, trading paint, it's going to be pretty neat.
Right, yeah, and it only makes you better to race against the best.
Absolutely.
So it can only mean good things, but I would imagine, it definitely raises the stakes a little bit, and it makes that strong finish even more
more
potent,
fulfilling.
more fulfilling because you beat,
Oh yeah,
especially the fact that you got to look up. I mean, it's crazy to think about the age gap of competitors. How you have guys that have competed for your whole life, plus
Hearn,
plus more
Hearn was winning races before I was thought about.
Right.
So that's pretty crazy.
Uric was there before, it's crazy to think about.
But really, the young guys, I mean, I think have an advantage. They do. I mean, they've been around it their whole life, but I mean, your reaction time, and I think being a younger guy is an advantage. You
Right.
see like Perego, how old is he? And I mean, he really mops up on most everybody, that's been doing it forever.
Right.
So,
Right.
I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I know talking with guys that do asphalt and dirt, have talked about how much more physically taxing dirt racing is because of how how much you're kind of jerked around and moved around in there.
You're always sliding a little bit, so you're
Right.
kind of, I think you fight the wheel a little bit more dirt racing.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy to hear that, because you think oh man, no, we got guys out there that are 70, and NASCAR doesn't have anybody that's older than.
Well, yeah, they just retire at a young
age. Right. I mean, maybe they just make enough money that they just are done with it. I don't know.
Think so. I don't
but
know.
it's it's more physically intense to dirt race, and we have competitors that just keep going. And something about NASCAR, they just stop. I don't know. I think it would be cool to see more old guys in NASCAR, though.
Yeah,
why not?
I agree.
Give Rich Uric a NASCAR ride. He's been racing since 1967.
Yeah, he's got to figure it out, right?
He'll know what he's doing out there, right?
I don't know. When you get up over 200 miles an hour, I mean, it's
a whole different game.
Yeah,
huh?
a whole different game. I mean, I've never done it, but I mean,
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
I mean,
I don't
Stu
imagine I'll
took
ever
to
get
it
the
pretty
opportunity. Yeah, right. Stu's.
He's been doing it a couple years, but he's the top dog this year in that truck class, that truck series. So he's going to be tough to beat, I think.
Yeah, and that run from last to second to finish just behind Kyle Busch.
Busch, he's
kind of
done
almost
now.
legendary.
I think he ran 5.
He gets 5, and that's it.
I think he's done 5. He might have one more. I'm not positive.
He's either done 4 or 5. I can't remember. But yeah, as soon as he's out of the game,
yeah, I think he'll
that'll
be right
increase
there every week.
Stu's chances a little bit.
Absolutely.
I mean, that was not that. Obviously there was a lot of if you look at Stu's Facebook page and stuff, you see a lot of fans who are just trashing Kyle for for being there, which I don't think that's fair. I think it's cool. I think it sucks to see Stu get second and come so close, but if it was against somebody lesser than Kyle Busch, it would suck even more. Just the fact that he can be so competitive with somebody at that level.
I'd rather be second to Kyle Busch than some.
Yeah, I didn't want to name anybody. I didn't want to name anybody specifically, but I guess it doesn't matter. I don't work for NASCAR.
Yeah.
I could say Tyler Dipple.
Yeah.
No, he had a good run though in the
Yeah,
big blocks opening night there. That was what it was. He was top 10.
Yeah,
wasn't
he was in the top 10. Yep.
Yeah, I mean he's been moving up little by little in the truck series. I think the last couple of races he's gotten.
Yeah, I agree.
He's improved.
Yep.
I mean that's
I think he got a top 10 last time.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard because him and Stu running together, and you can't really compare it to Stu. He's been, he's got a little bit more experience.
Yeah,
but then again,
that's for sure.
Tyler's been racing in the. Didn't he race in the?
He's been racing asphalt quite a bit.
Yeah,
he's not really a beginner out there.
Yeah, so he'd probably see some moves out of him this year.
Yeah, we'll see, right?
But yeah, so I guess his truck schedule keep him as busy as Stu will, then probably won't see much more of him at Orange County.
Yeah, no, he'll probably be there for the couple big races, but that'll be it.
Yeah, it's cool to see so many guys from Orange County out there, like on TV, racing on a national level. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, it is to see. I mean, I was racing with Tyler up at Accord when his first time out there, and he's always been a talent. You know, at such a young age, I don't know how old he was. I think he was only 11 or 12.
Still really young, right? I mean, how old is he? Like, is he?
I don't know. I think he's 16 or 17 now. Anyway,
Yeah,
I know he was real young when he first got going, but he was winning. You know, so to see him at that level is pretty neat.
I mean, it's cool. I as a 16-year-old kid, I wasn't even, I wasn't as good at anything, as he was as good at racing.
Yeah.
So it's impressive, man. I'm really like, how did you have any history before getting into the mods? Like, did you race karts or four-wheelers or anything?
I raced four-wheelers, but my dad, he won the Sportsman Track Championship back in 1990, so he was been itching to probably get us out there. But after I flipped my four-wheeler and got run over by the whole field, my mom put an end to that. And my dad come home with a sportsman car one day, and kind of just snowballed from there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about four-wheeling, man. Everybody I know gets hurt at some point, right? And it's like,
yeah,
at least with the
cage.
cars, it's like you got that full cage. It's pretty safe.
Yeah,
mom's definitely
she
prefer
definitely
race cars to motorcycles and four-wheelers.
She still stresses out a bit when we're out there racing, but a lot better than a four-wheeler.
Questions. I didn't have as many as I thought.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
Well, are you? You're on the next event, right? April 27th. We'll see you there.
Yeah, we'll see you there. We're going to be there 100%, and hopefully see you in Victory Lane if everything goes right.
I mean, you were close.
It ain't going to be easy.
You're definitely one of the top runners, I would say.
Yeah, I think
if I was a betting man, I'd say you had some pretty good odds.
I think we do too. I mean,
You get a better start.
If we can get locked in there in that time deal and get somewhere near the front and just.
How did you do in time trials? Was it?
I just missed the top 12 in time.
You just missed it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we had a little hiccup there in that timed dash, so if we can get that squared away and get locked in and get up there, there's no reason we shouldn't be fighting for the win.
Yeah, I mean, you clearly had a fast car and didn't.
Oh yeah, we definitely had a really good Hig Fab car going, and she was digging for us. But just starting so far back is tough.
Yeah, you scored some points for your guy Jerry there. We're doing a point series for the manufacturers.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
And after the first race, we're up to Tio is ahead by less than 10 points ahead of Hig Fab.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
So
I've never really thought or heard of anyone doing that before.
Yeah, in NASCAR cool. They kind of track the. How well
the Fords and Chevys,
right?
And
like who's doing better, Ford, Chevy, or Toyota. So we thought it might be cool to do
definitely.
that, and I mean, you're gonna give somebody some bragging rights, I guess.
Absolutely.
At the end of the year, so and it's already a pretty close race, so it should be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's no slouches out there, so it's anyone's shot every week.
Don't eat that, dude. He looked like he just looked like he just put it on the back of his tongue and just swallowed it.
Go somewhere.
Oh
man.
I think he did. I think he ate it. All right, man.
All right, Jake.
It was nice talking with you. Thank you for having me at your shop.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. We're here. I mean, most every day working on these cars, trying to get better. So.